After taking a season off in the broadcast booth, Jason Witten returned to the Cowboys last season, and the 11-time Pro Bowler was still able to produce over 60 catches and 500 yards in Dallas. Witten will be 38 at the start of next season, but he said he still wants to play and is open to signing with a team other than the Cowboys. So Shannon, can you see this happening?
Sure. If he wants to keep playing and Dallas doesn't want him on their roster, sure, go play. He's chasing a Super Bowl ring, Skip, and I don't think that him winning a Super Bowl ring is going to change people's perception of Jason Witten. Skip, it's different when you win a ring and you're not a difference maker. So he's going, I mean, we just saw what he did last year. And I think he hindered Blake Jarwin, because I think Blake Jarwin can take the next step, but he just needs reps. He needs opportunities. And I don't know if he's going to get this, because in Dallas, they still believe this is Jason Witten of 10 years ago, and it's not.
No.
And so if he wants to continue to play, have at it. But unless he's a difference maker on a team that can contend for a title, Skip, he's not going to be viewed differently.
And to your point, as much as I love Jason Witten, or loved, past tense, Jason Witten, you know, he's got great hands, made a lot of clutch catches, great blocker for tight end. We know all that.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great leader. I'm not sure he's a great leader, but he's been a good, solid, dependable leader. But now, at this stage and age, what's the market for Jason Witten? I mean, who's going to pay him what to do exactly what?
Exactly. They'll root your family.
Is he a starting tight end? I don't think so. So if you're not a starting tight end, what are you?
Right.
What's your role? What do you?
I mean, because my thing is, Skip, if you love playing so much, why did you take a year off to begin with?
I don't know. I think he thought he could be a star in the booth, and he was pretty good, but he wasn't great. I think
well, because here's the thing, Skip. When you get compared to Romo, nobody's coming.
Your best friend.
Yeah, exactly. Hard transition regardless.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's talking about now. They're thinking Tony Romo is John Madden.
I also think it doesn't happen overnight, right? With broadcasting.
No. Well, it happened overnight for Romo, because it's like he stepped out and skipped. There he was.
He was just being Tony Romo, and it works.
It works.
Skip, some people are just good at things. That's just the way it is. I mean, some people, you know, you can work and you get better and better. Tony Romo was just good. And
just natural.
Right. And for the most part, Skip, it's the quarterbacks that are good, because they see the game from a different perspective. You see Troy, you saw Phil Simms do it, you see Tony Romo. Most of the guys, it's either head coaches or quarterbacks. Madden, Gruden. Those are the guys that normally do the play, Skip, that's the color guys that are really well at this. Collinsworth is an exception. He played receiver.
Thank you. So I thought going into last year that Jason would be the perfect, new fit for the team, where you got a team on the verge, a young team that needed a leader, and he can take you over the top. And they went 8-8.
Right.
So I can't defend that.
Right.
I can't cling to that and say, let's try it again.
And the numbers that Jenny mentioned, he caught 60 passes for 500 yards. You get any guy can get that.
I know.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it was the same numbers he put up the 2 years before when he played.
But Skip, there are guys that are not named Jason Witten that can give you that kind of production. So what actually are we getting?
And what killed me is there's no more run after catch, to your point, because you say you could outrun him at this right now.
Yeah, I believe I could.
Yeah. And I don't know, be a close call. I don't know about that. But the point is, I don't know if he's got enough left to go on the market and be a prize free agent. And I would hate to see him go on the market and not be able to get a job.
I mean, he might be for a minimum.
Yeah.
But like I said, Skip, for me, obviously, was I the same player? I don't think I was. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. But I was a key contributor. I was a difference maker on the team.
I got it.
It's a difference. And so that changed the perception of me, Skip, because for the longest, he's in the West Coast, he's playing with John Elway, yada, yada, Mike Shanahan.
No, I got
so
it.
you go somewhere, you make plays, it's different. But Skip, 60 catches for over 500 yards, there are like 10 tight ends that can give you that kind of production. Now, if he's going to give you Kelsey or Kittle,
I know.
Okay, now we're talking.
Jason is a one-star player who does want to be a coach immediately. So I would say let's segue right into that, because Jerry loves him, Jerry Jones. And could he be a Cowboy assistant tight end coach or something?
Sure.
You're sure he could.
That happening.
Yep.
All right. There has been a significant move in the latest NFL mock draft. I got a feeling Skip and Shannon, well, they might be a bit fired up about Patriots might do at the quarterback position continues as Tom Brady is currently set to become a free agent. Peter King believes that if the Patriots want to move on from Brady, then Andy Dalton would be the best option for New England. Dalton is still under contract for one more season, so the Patriots would need to make a trade to acquire the 32-year-old QB. So, Shannon, how good would the Patriots be with Andy Dalton at QB?
I still believe they are a playoff team with Andy Dalton at quarterback. Coach Belichick defense, I believe they'll be equal. I don't know if they'll be 10, 11, 12, 13 points good. I still believe they'll be. Coach Belichick's always going to put a top 10 defense, scoring defense on the field. Josh McDaniels does a great job of designing a scheme, and he would just tailor a scheme that fits what Andy Dalton does really well. For me, Skip, I just think the organizational structure of the New England Patriots is just too good for them to drop off a cliff if they have a decent quarterback. And I believe Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton went to the playoff, 3 of his first 4 years, maybe? Yeah, I think 3 of his first 4 years. Had some big seasons, made the Pro Bowl a couple of seasons, Skip. So, and if you look at what the Patriots are without Brady starting, they're 13-6. 13-6. Matt Castle, Skip, he became a household name filling in for Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett are starters in the league filling in for Tom Brady. It's just something about the structure in New England and Coach Belichick and Josh McDaniels that I have the utmost confidence that they'll get this thing right. And Andy Dalton would be a great place to start. So, unlike you, Andy Dalton had the 25th scoring defense. The Patriots had number 1. And Andy Dalton had 6 losses by 1 point. One score. I still believe they're a playoff team and get to the playoffs. I'm not betting against Coach Belichick.
This is laughable
It ain't.
to me.
Skip, please respond.
And
Andy Dalton finished last year second to last in QBR. Second to last only to Mason Rudolph of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Way to go, Andy Dalton. He has a career QBR of 52, which is just slightly above average QBR. Andy Dalton has played 4 playoff games in his life. And in those 4 playoff games, all losses, he threw 1 touchdown pass to 6 interceptions. And you're telling me that Andy Dalton will step right in for Tom Brady, and it'll be business as usual in Foxborough? Good luck.
They'll be a playoff team because what division do they play in, Jenny? The historically worst division in football, which is the AFC East.
And I'm not even sure they'd be better than the Miami Dolphins next year because the Dolphins started showing some real signs of life late in the year.
You guys did not show signs of life because what happened? Oh, you want to talk about that?
What happened was that Belichick's defense gave up a 75-yard drive to Fitzmagic at the end of the game that wrecked the season.
Coach, I can see Coach Belichick was seething.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah. And Tommy came right back and drove them about 80 yards for the touchdown that should have won it 24-20 until Ryan Fitzpatrick was allowed to drive 75 yards for a last-second score.
You know what I love?
What?
I love how you always talk about Coach Belichick when Coach Belichick's defense lacks and gives up. But what about Mahomes? When Mahomes left the field, his team was in the lead. But all you want to do is just heap praise on Tom Brady. Why not give those guys? Why not give some of the guys that lead game-winning drives against Coach Belichick's defense? How about give them some credit instead of blaming Coach Belichick? You don't blame the defense when Tom Brady does it. You give Tom credit. Can we get some credit for the other guy? That's all I'm asking.
I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. TCU.
Well, he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect up in Boston. They had the muskets in Boston. So they got a musket. They got a rifle now.
He'd be the Red Musket. That's what he would be up in Boston. So let's get this straight. Andy Dalton is 0-4 in his playoff career, and Tom Brady is 73-35. Think about that. That's pretty insane. 9 Super Bowls with 6 wins. Should have won a couple of more. You know what?
What you mean 73-35?
Say that again. 73-35
in playoffs.
No.
I'm sorry. Those are touchdowns, interceptions.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
I'm sorry. It's 30-11 in games,
which is still unbelievable.
30-11.
It is amazing. 4.
9 Super Bowls with 6 wins, and he played in 13 straight AFC Championship games. That's extraordinary compared to what Andy Dalton didn't do, and he did have A.J. Green, who's pretty great, right?
A.J. been hurt. The last couple of years, he's been really nicked. And guess what? I tell you what, I bet you love to have A.J. Green, though, wouldn't you?
Would I love
Where?
Where?
In New England.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but
I would love to have anybody in New England, but again, Tom Brady is not going back to New England. Andy Dalton, again, according to Peter King, would be the next best hope for New England. And unless Bill Belichick pulls some rabbits out of his hat, which